Down, down we go. Okay, let's see where our other companions are hiding. Hey, Garrus.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Yeah. Tell us more. Spill the gossip of CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
I mean, I guess. It feels kind of weird to say it's not that bad, cause how would we know, right? Getting Liara, yeah, that's our first main objective today. Tuesday's usually the hardest day for me. Oh, how comes? I mean... well...
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Yeah, I mean, how are you supposed to investigate someone if everything's classified, right? That kind of seems stupid.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Alright, come to the chaotic side, Garrus. Welcome, welcome.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
It felt a little bit renegade-ish, but hey, let's see. Oh, yeah, I guess most people are down here. Garrus there, Rex there, Ashley there, and I think we saw Tali in the engine room, right? Hey, Ashley.
Commander?
Oh boy, I hope there won't be any more comments on aliens.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
Oh.
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit?
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
I mean, you're always smarter in the aftermath, right?
We never trained to fight synthetics. The Geth haven't gone beyond the Veil in 3 centuries.
Our training's supposed to make us able to adapt. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
It almost sounds like a threat. Oh well. As long as it's regarding our enemies, that's fine. So much packages, Diana, I can feel you. Always feeling bad ordering my... huge dry cat food packages every month. True. Oh boy. It's like Tuesday, like the most... like... do you have to deliver like most packages on Tuesdays, or why is that?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, same as with Kaiden. I think we just have to do more main story first to get into like the deep talk. Hey, Rex.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
Rex. Ha.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story.
Oh, come on.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
I will, but still.
You Krogan lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Oh.
They tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
And tell me more, Rex. Come on.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth?
Oh, yikes.
And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Okay, not the same. I'm sorry.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to
The
understand.
heck?
But don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Just a few out of 1,000 children survive? Oh boy. That really sounds horrible. Yeah, saying touchy. I gotta say, I'm still trying to figure out a little bit like what dialogue option leads to what dialogue, because sometimes it doesn't seem to align at all, right? Or is it just me? Yeah, all of the weekend stuff and food boxes are delivered on Tuesdays are always busy. Okay. Well, then all the best for tomorrow, Deanna. Hope it won't be too much. Rex will grow on you, poor Krogans, for real. That's really horrible.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard.
But that's why I asked, cause I'm ignorant.
As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What is killing you?
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Probably like lots of mercenaries and stuff, right?
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out.
Mercenaries.
And most of us never go back.
It kind of seems like a kind of nomad style Klingon species. Oh well. Hey Luna, how are you doing? Yeah, we had a very awkward talk with Rex so far about comparing humanity's fate and the Krogan fate, and then he was like, yeah, were you also with a genophage and you can't reproduce anymore because all your children die? And I was like, oh.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Salarians if you want details. They made it.
Oh, they were bred?
All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
I wonder why the Salarians did that.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
I just saw one Krogan
Ask
so
a
far.
Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Poor Krogans.
So long, Rex.
Thanks for sharing, Rex. Poor guys. Really sounds awful. The Citadel used the Krogan in a war against the Rekni. What are Rekni? I guess like also another species. Tally!
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Oh, they are? Or is it just this ship? I guess it's just this ship looking at normally they are not. And this ship's special. I wonder if they use if the Quarians are using like a different kind of engine.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
Aww. And I mean, she seems to know a lot about engineering technology, right? Might also help us. The Rachni are insectoids. Oh, okay. Interesting. Normandy, heroic ship for the greatest at best. And that's us now.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
Crazy. Do you think we're ever going to see Tali without the mask? I mean, most of you I think no, if we will, but I do wonder. Huh.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work, mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Ah, crazy. So they really live like their complete lives outside of the pilgrimage, completely on their ships. I mean, explains why they're also into ships. Basically the equivalent for planets, right? For home.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. On the one hand, it sounds like a nice sense of unity, but on the other hand, everything has to be done for the greater good, right? Can't really do much just for yourself. Oh well. Best crew. I gotta say, so far, lots of the characters are really cool. Especially like the doctor from just looking at the crew. Like non-companion people.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Oh boy. I just wonder, why don't you just say like, I don't know, every couple can get like 2 children, because then you would like kind of keep like the population number roughly the same at least. Minus all the queer and single people. Oh boy. Imagine just having to procreate. Fun. Space communist? Ah, the Quarians. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about them to judge that, but it sounds a lot like for the collective, for the Quarians and not for yourself. Oof.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Wow, then being captain also gives you, like, basically all the power.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency.
It really
To
sounds
do
like
so
military
requires
ruling.
unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts.
Oh.
It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I gotta say, that's an interesting mechanism. That it has to be unanimous by the 5 admirals, and that then they resign. So it's basically like they all have to agree, and they have to be like, okay, I give up my position for this. Kinda interesting failsafe, I gotta say.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile.
And they still didn't find
All I
new
know
colonies.
is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
My vacuum robot is talking again. I wonder why they never decided to settle down. Like, just too afraid of the Geth again? Or are they just planning to get, like, their old home back?
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
So it really is the classic AI uprising story. Streaming is also kind of my 3rd stream. Watched a bit Healers after coming home, and then I switched to Misha's 1st stream this year. Oh nice, you're really on a roll today. Sounds really cool. They tried, but the Citadel Council never let them. Oh! Do you know why? Why did the Citadel Council never let the Quarian, like, I don't know, take a planet as their home? I gotta say, I thought about that a little since yesterday, since starting the game. It is really weird how the Citadel Council just consists out of like 3 species so far, at least from what we've seen, and that those 3 people can make like all the decisions. That's insanely concentrated power.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The
Technicalities.
changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So basically it's like a hive mind, powered by all the single Geth processors? That's cool. Because they created the Geth. So the Citadel Council kind of sees them, like the Quarians, still as kind of guilty and kind of dangerous due to that. I mean, I guess the Geth are quite the threat. I guess to some degree it happens though, right?
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
But it's so cool that they gain consciousness. It's not cool what followed, but that's still cool.
What did you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Well, I mean, looking at that, of course they did, right? I'm not sure if I want to defend them, but I don't know. If someone's like, hey, your species is going to die, I would also respond violently, I guess. Is it okay to feel bad for the Geth?
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The
Could they
hope
just
was that
set
most
them
of the
free or
Geth would
something?
still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared
the
the Geth would
ships.
pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I wonder if it could have gone like a different way. If they just... I don't know, in a very abstract way, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Detroit Become Human, if you know the game. Where you also have like, in a near future society, like human society, you have like lots of androids. And you also have like, you play the game from the perspective of like 3 androids. And at least 2 of them also like gain their own will, their own conscience. And the game plays a lot about like what is identity, what is humanity, and yeah, also about rights for androids a lot. So I do wonder if, I don't know, maybe giving them rights or setting them free would have changed stuff. But I mean, if you become sentient, it makes sense that you don't like to be attacked or also to be enslaved. Oh well. Attacking the species they created as slaves, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, quite similar. It's such a good game. Detroit Become Human, it really is amazing. I was also thinking about streaming that sometime. It's just so good, you can play it like so many times. I can really recommend it to everyone, especially everyone loving sci-fi, but everyone in general. I'm sorry, Charlie, I know you're not going to like it, but...
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
I mean, she might have a point. Then again, I guess also like, all they ever experienced from organic life form was like, hey, we enslave you and we kill you. I'm not sure. I feel a bit sorry for the Geth.
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
But I mean, given all those thoughts about the Geth, I don't know if it's naive. Okay, it's my thoughts, of course it's naive to some degree, but I don't know if it's too naive to be like, might there be like a way to communicate with them? But then again, they seem to be operate like kind of like hive mind like, right? We will see. I love the lore of this game so far, it's amazing.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
I think that's a nice tradition though, I gotta say. And hey Millenia! Nice to see you! How are you doing? Happy Monday to you too! The first run of Mass Effect, oh my god! It is so amazing! I just started yesterday. Cause like lots of my viewers like Mahara-chan and Alistair and Hila and many others were like really fond of the series, so when I completed Vanguard, I was like, okay, I have to try this. And so far it's been a blast. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, it's amazing. How are you doing? I will watch as well Detroit Becoming Human. It is so good. I will add that to the to play game list later on. Let me just write it down so I don't forget it. Detroit Become Human.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I'm well, just starting work for the week. Aw, all the best for that. I hope it's not too exhausting. Hope you're going to have a nice Monday. I know that starting work on Monday is always kind of the hardest part of the week, right? At least for me it is.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I would love to hear what, like, the usual kind of gift they bring. I mean, I think when we encountered her for the first time, she was like, usually it's some kind of technology or knowledge, right, which can help the flotilla. Pulling myself off the bed on Monday is a Herculean task. I do fear that. My start on the week was okay so far. That's nice.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Goodbye.
I should go.
See you later.
I gotta say, I mean, so far, talking to our companions, I think talking with Tali was like the coolest talk, like so much lore dropped on you. And the Quarians also seem very interesting to being so intermingled with the Geth. It's not about Githyanki.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
He doesn't sound too happy about that. Don't be racist, dude. Be nice.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's
Do
amazing.
you want to say that?
I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Nice. Finally some positive reaction to our new companions.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Alright, let's explore some new systems, I'd say. I think we talked to everyone, right? We talked to Rex, we talked to Ashley, we talked to Garrus, to Tali. That's it, so up we go. Hope the game doesn't crash again. I gotta say, it's a very clever way to hide like loading screens to just be like inside an elevator. I'm missing the elevator music here though. You know how I was upset last time about all the doors requiring actually pushing the button? Maybe that's also cause it's like loading screens. And that's why you have to push the button, so the game has like a little bit of a delay to load assets and stuff. Oh well. So, into the galaxy.